Hey, what's up, beautiful people? I've got an amazing message for you, all right? So, recently I've made some health changes in my life, and it has resulted in miraculous healing of decades old injuries. And these are injuries that people always say, like, oh, I got bad knees, oh, I got bad this, whatever. And like, that's just the norm. I'm telling you right now, I've been healed of those injuries. So I want to share it with you because I know in my circle, there's quite a few people that suffer from anything from injuries like I have, mental health, heart disease, diabetes, chronic autoimmune disorders, all kinds of things. And the one thing all of these have in common is that they can either be improved or completely healed by making the same changes I've made. And I want to share that with you right now. So let's start with the changes. I started researching fasting, and I'm going to share these 3 videos that I've watched over and over again. They'll be in the details. Please watch them, because pretty much everything I'm going to share with you is like the Reader's Digest super short version of those videos. And I'm not going to quote everything in those videos, so it's like, just watch them. But I am going to share how what I use in those videos helped me. This is what I did. So I started with a 12 by 12 fast. That is 12 hours of the day you're not eating. Now, I'm not talking about juicing or like no meats or whatever, just not eating. That is the key, okay? We'll talk about why in a bit. 12 by 12 for 3 weeks. Super easy. I know anyone can do it. And it's really not about, like, the 12 by 12 isn't going to push you at all. It's just kind of conditioning your body and your mind to like getting on a schedule for your eating. So once you've done the 12 by 12 for 3 weeks, you're like, whoa, that was so easy. Like, for me personally, I didn't notice a whole lot of changes. Other than, like, I wasn't hungry, and I wasn't eating late snacks anymore, and my sleep schedule was a little better too. All right. So what do you do after 3 weeks of 12 by 12? You switch to a 18-6. That's 18 hours of fasting. Again, not juicing, not cutting back. Oh, I don't eat sugar. No. 18 hours of not eating. You have to not eat anything. You cannot drink anything with calories. This is so key. And then 6 hours of the day you eat, all right? And you eat good. So it's 18-6. You're going to do that for 3 weeks. And why do we do this? All right, let me give you the breakdown of it. To baseline, bottom line this, the reason you're not eating is you are getting rid of the insulin saturated environment in your body. Like, straight up. No more insulin. Okay? If you are juicing, you're spiking your insulin. If you're just cutting out things, you're still getting an insulin spike. And why does that matter? Because insulin is a hormone that will regulate every cell in your body, and it'll keep your mind, your brain, your heart, and your organs, and your cells running on glucose. Now, I know I got a lot of diabetic people in my circle that know all about glucose levels, blood sugar levels. You probably take your glucose, prick your finger, do all that. The problem with glucose levels, and again, this is from these videos. The 3 videos are in the details. Please watch them. The problem with glucose levels is that they can be a false read because your glucose levels are being controlled by insulin. And the insulin is the killer. It is a breeding ground for inflammatory autoimmune diseases, all right? For brain fog, dementia. All this stuff can be reversed, if not at least improved, by reducing the insulin in your body and then shifting your body's fuel consumption from glucose to fats. All right, that's the key. Shifting to fat for your primary energy rather than glucose. Why? Because glucose is a volatile energy source. It's going to put you on this roller coaster ride of energy. That's why you get the ups and then the downs. You're out of it. Give me an energy drink, right? Fat energy is a clean burning energy. All right. And when you go into the fat burning energy mode, you're going to start producing ketones. And ketones are going to signal the body and the cells to do all these amazing things. All right. Now, here's the tricky part. Because we have been riding the insulin train for like most of our lives, because this is a modern lifestyle where we just have food abundantly everywhere. And worse, we have food-like products, right? We say it's food, but it's actually this weird produced stuff that we eat and say it's food, all right? What this has done has basically put our natural bodies in a dormant mode. Like our cells don't even know how to burn fat fuel anymore. Like they're just glucose addicts, right? This is why when you eat and then 10 minutes later we're like, so what are we having for dessert? 20 minutes later, what are we having for dinner? I know we just had lunch, but what's for dinner, right? Like this feeling of hunger is produced by insulin. The insulin is just being pumped through your body and your brain's going, I need to eat, I need to eat. But you have 20, 30, 15, 10 pounds of extra fat all over your body and your brain's going, I'm hungry. There's no way you're hungry. You could probably go without eating for a couple of weeks. But this is where the trick is. We have to retrain our bodies like at a cellular level. And you know what? It's not complicated. It just takes a little time. 3 weeks, 12 by 12 fast. 3 weeks, 18 by 6 fast. Okay? And what this is going to do is it's going to retrain your body. Like first, you got to burn up all the glucose. All right? Because you've just got years, decades of glucose stored in every cell and every little spot and muscle of your body. And you've got to burn all that up. And while you're doing this, our addicted glucose brain is going to be going, I'm hungry, feed me, Seymour, feed me, right? But you just got to get through that. And that's why you start out with a 12 by 12 and then 18-6. You're taking it at a cool, mellow slope, all right? And you're allowing your body to gradually go, all right, there's no more glucose. We need energy. Where are we going to get it? And it's going to activate the hormones. Those ketones are going to tell your liver and your metabolic process to start burning fat. And your cells, as long as they got mitochondria, are going to be juiced, bro. Ladies and gents, your body is going to be juiced on this fat energy. Your brain runs way better on fat energy. And the best part about it is it doesn't need insulin. So now all of that inflammation and disease breeding environment can finally reset. And you can start feeling fresh again, right? This is what I experienced when I was in my second week of 18-6. My chronic knee pain, my chronic ankle pain was gone. I mean, I was just hoping. The reason I did this fast is, again, because I have so many loved ones and friends suffering from health problems and autoimmune diseases and things that should not exist, right? In our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it should not exist, but it's everywhere. And I'm like, maybe if I go through it first, then other people will be more likely to go through it. So, second week of 18-6, fifth week of intermittent fasting, my knees stop hurting. And like, this is something I've dealt with for decades, because for those of you who are from my inner circle, you know, 1996, I was hit by a 45-mile-an-hour car while rollerblading, and my leg and knee was kind of destroyed for like 4 years, which affected my back, my hip, everything. And on top of that, I skated for years. I still skate, but I mean, I skated street skating for years, huge gaps, rails, ledges, and like blew out both my ankles multiple times. Like I'm talking black and blue all over my foot, my ankle. My ankle's the size of a grapefruit, all right? Like multiple times, both ankles. So I've had this chronic pain, like as I'm running and playing with my daughter, when I'm exercising. And yes, I have regular muscle pain, like from working out, but even when my muscles are no longer sore, it's like there's this underlying pain in my knees where you kind of like, you're like anticipating, oh man, this jump is going to hurt, or like this jog, right? And you have to like adapt everything, the way you run, the way you jump, the way you play with your kids, because you got this pain, the way you get down on your knee to like pick something up. So that is gone. I woke up and I was like, dude, I feel fresh. My mind feels fresh. My mind feels sharp. My vision feels sharper. And I'm like, this is like what I read about. This is what I heard in the videos, that these things would happen, but I hadn't experienced it until the second week. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is how I used to get up. I'd pop out of bed, have energy, all good to go. But like from my mid 30s to 43, my age now, I'm going to be 44 in a week. It's been like crazy when I wake up. It's been so bad. I mean, like, how many of you have experienced this? You wake up and you're like, dude, was Mike Tyson punching me in my sleep? Like, who ran me over? Why do I feel more beat up than when I went to bed? And, you know, you get up, you're doing like the old person shuffle because your ankles and your knees don't work yet. It takes like 30 minutes for them to finally like get flexible again. You're like, where's my pancakes? You know, you're just all beat up, dude. That's not right. How would we survive in the wild, right? Since the beginning of time, humans has been able to survive in the wild, and now all of a sudden our generation can't even get out of bed and walk. I need a mashed up in a fine paste. You know? Like, that's not right, guys. And we've just normalized it. It's crazy. We've normalized eating like all throughout the day, just saturating ourselves in insulin and then wondering why we have all these health diseases. So, guys, I have been cured. My knee pain, gone. I haven't felt the lack of knee pain since my 20s. And my ankles, gone. On top of that, like I said, my mind being sharper, my vision, all that. My energy levels when I wake up, no more headaches. I'd get up sometimes, I have these headaches. I'm like, oh, right? All gone. On top of that, I go to the gym regularly. My numbers are better. I remember the first time I hit the gym, my 18.6, I'm like, dude, I'm either going to be wiped out right now and like have like the shortest workout ever and just go home and crash, or this could be something, right? Guess what happened? I was faster. Like when I was doing my boxing drills, way faster, more snap, more energy. And when I hit the weights, like I could feel the density of my muscles had changed, because when you're hitting those failure reps, they were like way stronger. All my numbers went up, either my reps, the amount of reps I could do, or the weight I could do, or both. So like, I'm super excited to get back in the gym and keep pushing these numbers. So what do you do after the 18.6? You then do a 36-hour fast. Okay? Now again, this is not eating. This is not juicing. You are not eating for 36 hours, all right? You have to have 0 calories coming in because you don't want your body switching back to glucose. Now, I made a major mistake. The last time I tried to do a 36-hour fast, I did do it, but it was horrible. And I've talked to other people that had the same experience. Why? Because we did it wrong. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to like prepare my body. And for like this week, I'm just going to cut down the fruits. So what did I do? I zapped my body of its clean energy fats and kept my insulin levels up because I'm just doing fruits, which are carbohydrates, right? They're carbs in fruits. They're not carbohydrates, but there's carbs in them. So I kept my insulin levels high, got rid of my good energy levels, and then went into a fast like that. Bruh, crashed, boom, wiped out. This fast, right? Horrible. I talked to same people that had the same experience. They felt sick. They're like, oh, it didn't work for me. No, you didn't do it right. We didn't do it right. Okay. So this time I'm going in a 36-hour fast, and I hope you will too. Follow the 12x12, 18-6, then a 36-hour fast. All right. Here's how you do it. You have your last meal at, let's say, 6 or 7 p.m. on Friday. Last meal. Okay. 6 or 7 p.m. Then you will not eat all day Saturday. That's all good. You're going to sleep Saturday night, and Sunday morning at 7 a.m. you break your fast. That's 36 hours, dude. And you know what happens when you do that? Your bone marrow releases a huge load of, what are they called? Not T cells, stem cells. All right. And these stem cells, for those of you who don't know, I know most of you know, stem cells are the cells that become any cells, all right? Your bone marrow is going to produce them and release them into your body, and it's going to go and repair all that damaged tissue. In fact, my body has already started doing that because of the ketosis I'm in from the 18-6, which is why the joint pain is gone, dudes. Plus the inflammatory's down. Now, if you suffer from depression, anxiety, brain fog, early dementia, all these things, heart disease, cancer, guys, diabetes, watch these videos because this same fast I'm on also repairs those. All right. And hear it from straight up professionals. Hear it from the experts. They'll break it down into every molecule on a scientific level, explaining why this is going to work for you. That's why I'm doing this video. We got to change it. Let's change it. I want to see your video about your health changing. I want to hear about your miraculous healing, and share it with everyone so we can help each other. One human race, one love, y'all. We don't need to be hurting. Remember, if you're doing better, I'm doing better because you're part of my community. When we're all doing good, it's all good. We're not competing against each other. That's some weird capitalistic idea. So, do the 36-hour fast, and then there's a couple things you need to know, all right? When you break your fast, you do not want to break it with carbohydrates. Do not spike your insulin right away, okay? Here's 2 things you can eat that are way better for you, better fuel for your brain, your heart, and your body, that are not going to spike your insulin. Protein and fat. Yeah, protein and fat. So break your fast with some protein, okay? Meat or eggs. And if you're a vegan or vegetarian and you're trying to do plant protein, I don't even need to tell you where to get it. Just do it. Protein, all right? And then fats, all right? So like put a slab of butter in there with it. Put a big scoop of coconut oil in whatever you're cooking, all right? With your eggs and your meat. This is why our grandparents, okay, great-grandparents were so healthy, because this is how they ate. Breakfast was usually just leftover dinner, okay? And why does this work? Oh, so let's go back. I'm sorry, getting on tangent. But that's how you must break your fast. Do not break it with sugary glucose. No cereal, no grains. Don't break it with fruits, all right? Don't be juicing. Like this is guys, we're talking, you need to be in a certain state of a metabolic phase, okay? And if you break your fast in the wrong way, you're signaling your body to release insulin. And remember, insulin's a hormone, so you're retraining your cells to go back to glucose. You did all this work and now you're like, glucose. No, you don't want to do that. Keep your body knowing that we want to burn fat and get into ketosis. This is called the ketogenic diet, right? Ketones. So breaking your fast, super important, okay? Now, Did I have cheat days? Of course. Sometimes I threw a donut in there in between all the protein and fat. Should you do that? No. Sometimes I need a donut, bruh. All right. It was donut and coffee time. Another thing you can do is add butter to your coffee. All right. For the extra fat, you can add coconut oil. But stay away from the artificial sweetener creamers, and don't be throwing all kinds of sugar in your coffee, dudes. Black coffee is super good for you. Black tea, green tea, all right? So break your fast well and eat well in that 6 hours, okay? That's going to carry you through the 18. You're going to be feeling great. So, what are some things you can do while you're fasting to help the fast and help your body with nutrients, okay? You're going to want to always Google and double check these things, but one thing is you can have black coffee, all right? And there's micronutrients in there that are good for you. Green tea and black tea, all right? Just make sure there's no carbs in what you're drinking, okay? You can look at the labels or Google it. A lot of these teas, these like, you would think just herbal tea is okay. No, it's not. A lot of these herbal teas have tons of other ingredients in them, like dried fruit or different fruit extracts, and those have carbs in them, and that will get an insulin response. So you'll be ruining your fast, and again, sending a message to your body, hey, never mind that whole fat thing. We're going back to glucose, inflammation, disease, problems, unhealthy. Nah, we don't want it. All right. And the good thing is your mind will stop tripping on glucose by the second week of 18-6. Hopefully, you know, everyone's different. But eventually your mind's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember this natural state where I'm burning fat. I love this. And you're no longer going to be craving those other things. All right. A couple other words of advice. Y'all are going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I mean, I did this through the holidays, through Christmas. There were some Christmas cookies involved, okay? So all I did was extend my 18-6. Like my pastor and my brother Ray always says, stumble forward. If you stumble forward. You know, I picture this thing where like you're running and you trip, right? You trip, like as you're falling, dive forward, roll, and get back up and keep running, right? Don't fall back, sit on your bum and quit. So in other words, if you make a mistake, you mess up your hours of your 18-6, you didn't eat well on a day, don't just go, oh man, well, I'm just going to, you know, this day's ruined. Let me just eat a dozen donuts, all right, and some ice cream. No, forget it. You messed up. You made a mistake. You fell off. Fall off and bounce right back on. Like, all right, man, I had that donut, but you know what? I'm going to make sure I pack the protein and the fats in for dinner. And tomorrow I'm going to break my fast way better. Okay. And I'm going to go hit this little hike or this exercise or the bike, treadmill, whatever you're going to do. Make sure you're exercising too. All right. You got to have blood circulation and sunlight. All right. Everyone knows about vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually a hormone. That's that we call a vitamin, but it acts like a hormone in your body. Well, here's the problem. Everyone's taking supplements. Guess what, y'all? You can't absorb the supplements when you are saturated in insulin. Isn't that crazy? No wonder they're not working. How many of you are stuck in that spiral downward? You're like, nothing's working, nothing's working. Of course, you know why? Because you're insulin saturated. We got to reset the whole system, and this time we're doing it right. You're going to be burning fat. You're going to be feeling great. Your stem cells from your own body, you don't need injections, are going to start healing your body. And you know what's so cool about this? It's nothing new. We're just rediscovering the wisdom of the old. I mean, this stuff is in the Bible, bruh. It's in the Bible. Some things only can be done through fasting and prayer. So, I want to encourage you all, make the changes. All right. Another word of advice, start small, build momentum. Momentum, inertia is science. All right. An object in place will remain in place. And an object in motion wants to stay in motion. So, Build momentum with little steps. That's why we do the 12 by 12. You're like, oh, 12 hours. Wait a minute. That's if I eat at 7 a.m., I can eat all the way to 7 p.m. A lot of people are going to be like, I already do that. Yeah, good. Guess what? You're already winning. Booyah. You've got momentum now. Keep it going for 3 weeks. And then jump to 18.6. All right? Or you can do 16.8. If 18.6 is too hard, right? There's all these different variables, but the goal is to get to a 36-hour fast. All right? 36-hour fast. Just water, maybe black coffee, black tea, or herbal tea. I like the nettle tea. Stinging nettle tea is super good for you. You can even put some salt in those. There's other little spices. I can't remember if cayenne pepper was one of them, but like you can put little spices, but double check, because some spices have an insulin response. You gotta be careful. All right. Another thing, record your data, dudes. Take your weight, take your blood sugar level. I don't know, do a measuring tape, whatever you do to measure your progress. That's super important because it's motivating when you see improvements, whether it's in numbers or appearance or whatever it is. Okay. Like I took pictures on the beginning of this, and I'm going to take my end pictures at the 36-hour fast. So I'll be sharing those. But yeah, all these injury pains gone, y'all. It's crazy. I feel so good. Like I'm running around with my daughter. I'm jumping off playground structures like I'm in my 20s, and I'm going to be 44 next week. So, and this is just the beginning. How long should you do this? Well, it's different for everybody, but it's recommended. Again, watch the videos. You know, we should always be intermittent fasting. I said that wrong. So like maybe after the 36-hour fast, I'm going to go back to 18.6, or maybe I'll go to 12 by 12. But you could fast do a 36-hour fast like once a month. If that's too tough, do it once every 3 months, because that would be a quarter of a year. And then you do it every 3 months. That's 4 36-hour fasts a year. All right. So love you guys, man. This is cool. All my people out there, be beautiful on the inside and out. I'm super motivated to hear your stories and your changes. Like, oh my gosh, what could you be cured from? You know what I mean? Also, this is a great way to clear your body of visceral fat, the fat that causes heart attacks, the fat that hides in your arteries. This is how you clear it out. All right, y'all. One love, one people. Hit me up if you have questions. Peace.